6 best colors that increase website sales. Highest converting colors. Colors, can you believe it? Colors actually affect people. They affect people in some pretty strong ways too. They can change the way hot chocolate tastes. What? They can actually change our heart rate by looking at certain colors. Certain colors can make us stronger and actually faster. So can they convert people on your website? You bet they can. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 6 best colors for your website, why they work, the science behind it, and how you can use it to increase your sales on your website. And we're going to start right now. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there, turn it from red to gray, and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or I upload a video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up too. I would really appreciate that. And you have room for comments below, so make sure you make use of that. Now let's get into this color thing. I want to put a graphic up on the screen real quick here and show you something. Obviously each of these colors is a two-edged sword. It's easy for blue to come off as cold or red to scare folks off, right? But done right, color can be leveraged to affect customer conversions. When polled, customers said that colors affect their buying decision 85% of the time, and 66% of consumers said they would not buy a product unless it came in a color that they actually liked. And speaking of colors, can they actually be predicted? Well, in a word, yes. And I want to put a chart up on the screen just to kind of show you it's not an exact science, but it's pretty darn good. People choose colors based on how they feel at the time though, and there are some constant trends. If certain moods can make us think certain colors, the opposite is also true. Colors can trigger changes in your actual mood. Here, I want to put this other chart up here real quick. Take a look at this. This means that we can use our website design elements to actually trigger emotional changes in our visitors, increasing conversions. In addition to that, colors can strongly affect how a business is seen by visitors and customers. Colors contribute best to conversions when they reinforce a brand personality. So it's kind of a tightrope. So the right colors can actually increase your conversions, and the wrong colors can actually cost you sales. So how do we know which colors to use? That's what we're going to get into right now. So the first color we want to use on our website is red. Red, yeah. In a study conducted in 2005 by the University of Durham, they found that athletes that wore red would more often than not beat their competitors. Just wearing the color red, I don't know, maybe it was intimidating to the other people, maybe it made the person wearing red perform better, I don't know, but it was a fact that the athletes that wore red won more often. Now red can be associated with urgency, danger, power, and if you're thinking at this point, well, I've got to be really careful how I use red, you're absolutely right. You do have to be careful. However, you should absolutely use it because it does increase conversions. Now I think absolutely every brick and mortar store ever has used a red sale sign. Red sale signs are just synonymous. Red and sale sign, we know what it means. The color almost tells us what to do, and that is to buy something. They have figured out that red is more associated with impulse type purchases. So if you're building a page, a landing page, sales page, whatever, having a red buy button can prove very effective to you in gaining more conversions. Now check out this graphic on the screen here. When HubSpot A/B tested a CTA button color for performable, red outconverted green by 21%. That's amazing. Red seems to perform best across the board. If you look at all the colors here, buy, add to cart button, distribution, top 100 Alexa shopping global, it shows that 20% were red. Number 2 color is blue. Now blue has been proven to instill a calm, a tranquility, a trust type color, and that's why you'll see a lot of financial institutions or insurance companies using the color blue. If you've got big ticket items, you may want to use the color blue for backgrounds. Reason being is it calms anxiety. It does just the opposite of red, which is supposed to excite somebody. Now this calming effect may actually increase your sales, but not necessarily having a blue buy button to actually use the color blue. Now let's check out this visual from PayPal so you can kind of see it here. It says, from everyday purchases to running a business, people around the world rely on us to pay and get paid. So it's a more calming thing. Most financial and insurance sites will use blue, lighter blues, because they give a sense of freedom and security, while darker blues are more associated with tradition, seriousness, and intelligence. PayPal makes hay with both, while other financial services sites go with royal and navy blues for their association with sober security. So where do you use blue? Well, you would use it where you want to instill security and safeness and trust. And they also work really good with white backgrounds. Blue and yellow actually work very well together, and they are said to be the most readable text by doing that. Green is the next color I want you to use, and that's number 3, green. Green associates itself with organic and natural and healing, that type of thing. So if you have that type of business, green could be really good for you. Check out this graphic for a yoga studio here. In this yoga studio, particularly environmentally friendly, maybe, probably, it just appeals to people who regard that as a positive. They even say green can make you more creative. I don't know about that, but you can use it for sales. I want to show you an example on the screen. Now this is a ad for this particular company, and it was an apparel company called Ripped, and they had a black buy button, which you're seeing right there. Now they changed that button to a green one, and guess what happened? Sales went up 6.3% just by changing the color of that button. Where could you see it in action? Well, computing giant Dell seems to be reading this article. On their product pages, they use blue for reliability and intelligence, with a red offer banner to make me feel like it's urgent that I click now. And when you click on that banner, this is the page that you're taken to, and as you can see, all those buttons are green. Now green came in second as far as conversions to red. Red was at 20%, green was at 19%. Now according to this chart, they actually were tied hand in hand by add to cart button color distribution, and they said that red and green were both at 21%. The next color up, number 4, that you should use is purple. Purple has an air of royalty. It has an air of a high class. As a matter of fact, many years ago, certain people were forbidden from wearing purple because it only was suitable for the very wealthy. Now some people still wear purple. Let's take a look at a chart, men versus women, on how they wear purple. Now if you look at this chart right here, you're going to see it's in the top 3 for women, and if you look at the bottom here, it's at the bottom 3 for men. So they're not really into purple much, but if you like it, it's certainly something you could use, and you can incorporate it on your website if you're trying to come across as that royal, that top end, that VIP type customer. Purple is a bright color, and it's a complementary color. Don't make your site, purple and green. I don't suggest that. However, you may want to incorporate it if it matches what you're trying to do with your branding. And with all colors, understand the shade and the tint of that color can make a huge difference. So you may want to experiment with that a little bit too. Now you wouldn't think that black would be the next one, but it is. Black is number 5, and you wouldn't think it would be used that much on websites, and it isn't, except for certain websites. Rolls-Royce uses it, Lamborghini uses it, Rutgers uses it. It has a air of a VIP type color, but it has to be used sparingly. Now black is not really good for call to action buttons. However, black and white can make a site look really crisp and clean. Here's a website called Squarespace, and they've used it, I think, as well as it can be used. They have the black background, and if you notice, they have the white button that really stands out. On the lighter colored backgrounds, you can see what it looks like here on this particular website. It's once again Squarespace. They've used a black button there on a kind of a pink background, and it does stand out. Now let's check out the high-end luxury brand of Rolls-Royce. Let's check that out. So here's the Rolls-Royce website here. It says the House of Rolls-Royce. Pretty impressive. Now there's a rum brand that uses black and gold. I think the best I've seen it. Check this out. You can see here that brand Don Q gets some mileage out of this black tube by pairing it with gold and a line of copy aimed at young men who want to be sophisticated, right? There's no such thing as formal cargo shorts. Okay, it's pretty funny. Where should you use it? If you're not selling luxury cars, use black sparingly, but it can be an effective color as an element even on a light colored website. And the last color you want to consider for your website is orange. Now orange is not, you know, that heart palpitating red color, but it kind of plays the balance, because if you take a really light red on your site, it doesn't show up that well, and sometimes a bright red can be too strong. So orange can be a really cool way to go. Now you'll notice on a lot of websites they will use orange because it does stand out very well. They'll use it for call to action buttons and opt-in buttons and download buttons. It's a great color for that. Here's an example from Penguin Random House, and you can see how they use the orange here. It says sign me up for news about Marilyn Singer and more from Penguin Random House, and it really does stand out. Here's another example where they've combined orange and blue. I see this a lot with insurance companies, a lot with my landing pages. I use the blue and orange a whole lot too, but check this out. That really stands out. It says publish your passions your way, create a unique and beautiful blog. It's easy and free. Create your blog. The sign up button stays orange because it looks bright, legible, and coherent against all those other different backgrounds. So as you can see, there are 6 colors that you should incorporate on your website depending on what you're trying to do. Just think that out. What message do I want to get across? What do I want my brand to represent? What do I want these people to do? And then you'll know exactly where to put the color. You could go back to this video, watch the description of each color, and design your website that simple, or your sales pages or your landing pages or anything. You got to use these colors. They're awesome for the internet. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't done so, turn that red button into gray. Yeah, it's a color thing. And don't forget to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every single time I go live. I also have a free course below. You can click and learn, and it's absolutely free. Also, there's a link down there to Kartra. If you're marketing online, I wholeheartedly suggest that you use Kartra. It's one of the best marketing tools out there. If you click my link, you don't need to put in an email, you don't need a credit card. It will take you to a video that you can watch, and you can see all the wonderful things that Kartra does. If you are interested in Kartra, which I know you will be if you're selling online, once you watch that video, you won't be able to resist. Go ahead, watch the video, see what happens. Then you could get Kartra for only a $1 trial. So check it out. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Put your comments below, put your questions below, get a conversation started with me. I'll talk to you real soon. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.